Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome back to the Hornets Hockey Network. My name is Rob Finger, alongside our videographer, Fu-Mei, Tung, and we're back at the W.G. Allen Arena here on the shores of the Finger Lakes for Week 5 of this Skaneateles Summer Series. You may be asking, Week 5? Well, we've only played 3 games. Well, last week was the bye week for this Hornets team, as each one of the teams in this Summer Series, much like the football season, gets a week where they don't play, in this case, purely for matchmaking issues. This week, it's back to fairly regular programming, as your Hornets will be going up against the Ithaca Little Red. Now, as we get into our scouting report, we'll see what may be in store for us, and how a certain storyline may be developing between our current opponent and our last one. The last time these teams faced each other, it was an absolute onslaught on the Hornets. The Little Red were able to put up 5 unanswered goals and finish the game with a final score of 5-0 in their favor. But interestingly enough, according to Hornets head coach Jim Wisnowski, that these coaches may have shown their hand a bit when it came to their strategy. They were asking Coach Wiz where a certain Greg Manzi was in that game, as he himself was absent for that matchup. They had mentioned how they had used the previous broadcast of this year's Hornets Hockey Network, which at that point was Manzi's 5-goal tear against Casanova, to prepare themselves to face the Hornets. So, changes may be coming to this network come the next regular season. Be on the lookout for that. One other important storyline that was previously mentioned is the relationship between our current opponents of Ithaca and our previous opponents, Broome County. Given that Ithaca is the only states-bound team from all of Section 4 in the Southern Tier, they usually get an automatic bye to the state tournament. Soon, however, this may not be the case. What we've heard from some knowledgeable sources is that Broome County is thinking of putting together a states-bound high school hockey team of their own so that Ithaca doesn't always get that bye to states. Certainly an interesting proposition, especially for Section 3, as whoever wins Section 3 will have to face Ithaca, or now, possibly, Broome County. We'll have to see. In other news, if you were tuned in last time out, you may have heard me mention that a friend of mine was going to be joining us for tonight's broadcast, but unfortunately, due to some family health issues, he will not be joining us until next week. As for the Hornets themselves, it would seem to be business as usual. They come off the back of that stunning 7-1 win over Broome County 2 weeks ago in the Duke Arena. However, with that bye week taking many of these players off the ice for some time, will that have any effect on their play this evening? Well, we've got 3 periods worth of time to determine that, and determine that we shall. With all that said, it's time for our main event. Who will take victory this week? Will the Little Red be able to take victory twice in a row against these Hornets? Or will these Hornets even their record at 2 in each column? All that and more will be determined here tonight. And the only place to watch all the action is here on the Hornets Hockey Network. It's Little Red versus Hornets as we get set for game time. Now, finally, as the referees able to blow their whistle, unfortunately, we didn't have a timekeeper there for, well, some time. Now we're able to get one in that box there to both take time down and attend those 2 penalty boxes. And hopefully we don't have the same issue that we had at the Duke Arena last time out, because, well, unfortunately, I'd say penalty sides of the scoreboard weren't exactly the most effective during the back half of that game. So, hopefully, tonight we actually will be able to tell you how much is left in certain power plays, penalty kills, stuff like that, and not just how much is remaining in the period. Anyways, the Hornets retreating to their bench. A Little Red in their, well, remarkably yellow uniforms. Picking up pucks over by the net, bringing them back to their own bench. And today, the Hornets themselves are going to be that home team. Final preparations being made here for a go here in Skaneateles. And here we now come towards the center. Both goalies are ready. Timekeeper hopefully ready. We're ready up here, and the puck is dropped quickly, and it's one forward there by Tyler May. He just enters the little red end. Tried to hand it over to Brady Moore. He hands it over to Drew Main. Main taking it into the near corner. Back up to Brady Moore on the near point. He takes a shot, but it's turned away by the goaltender. Tyler Main grabbing that in the far corner. Lays a big body there. He's able to keep the puck himself. He tried to send it up the boards there to Teddy Smart. But the Little Red are able to get it out quickly. Brady Moore sending it back in just momentarily for the Hornets. Ithaca, though, still with that possession. They send it up the far side. They'll enter the Hornets' end. Looking for a 2-on-1. They send it across. A shot and a save from Chris Finger. Send it back towards the center, then all the way out to the point man. Going D-to-D. A shot there. Went through traffic, but didn't quite make it through. And the Hornets will send it all the way back down the other side. And they will wave off that icing. Ithaca getting that position quickly in their end, coming up the near side of the ice. He tried to make a stretch pass there, but it's intercepted by both Will Sansone and Joey Leveroni. Ithaca able to forward that puck deep into the Hornets' end. A little bit of a scramble there in front of the Hornets' net, and Will Sansone's able to get it out quickly. Icing waved off once again. Ithaca looking to get it up the near boards, but Joey Leveroni grabbing that for the Hornets. He tried to send it over to Sansone. Sansone sending it all the way around. Nick Strajev unable to keep that in at the blue line. He'll have to regroup for the Hornets. Sending that back towards the near side. Sansone tried to get that in the zone, but Ithaca able to put some pressure on, but still, it is within that little red zone. Ithaca taking it behind the net into the far corner. Sansone trying to put some body on, and now Jack Lawlick helping him out with that. Still in the far corner. Sansone trying to take that possession back away from Ithaca. And Ithaca's able to grab that. They send it up the far side, just making a move there. Send it towards the center, and finally they get it out of their zone. Coming up quickly now through the center and towards the near side, but they will call that offsides. 13:57 remaining in this first period of play. Still no score here from the Allen Arena. Face off in the neutral zone on the opposite side of the Hornets bench. This face-off one to the side by Ithaca. They'll be able to take it into the FM zone quickly. They jump behind the red line. Teddy Smart able to pick it up. He sends it right towards the center. A little bit of a scuffle there in the middle, but the Hornets are able to get it out. Smart grabbing that on the near side, sending it towards the middle for, I believe that is Noah Chen. Noah Chen able to fight for it very well. Thankfully able to get that just into the Ithaca end, but Ithaca grabbing that, sending it back down the other way. Grabbing that, Brady Moore. He'll send it all the way around for Teddy Smart. He gets it back. Moore, almost giving it up there. Ithaca trying to get a cheap shot on, just close to that net. But thankfully, the Hornets are able to grab it out quickly. Teddy Smart forwarding it up the near side. It goes deep into the Ithaca zone. Ithaca grabbing that back, able to put some body on. Michael Leduc trying to put some pressure on, but still they come up the far side into the Hornets end. Looking to make some moves. He passes back, passing it back across. But the Hornets are able to intercept it and send it up the near side. Connor McDonald with that interception. Well done by him. And here comes Michael Leduc putting on some good pressure in the offensive zone. He's just below the goal line. Leduc still left that possession. Hands it up to Walker Thompson. A shot and it's saved. And his defenseman trying to get him to cover it. And finally they do. 12:44 remains in this first period of play. No score as of yet. Face-off just to the right of the Ithaca goaltender. Face-off one back by the Hornets. Taking that quickly, Gavin Patnode with a shot, but it didn't quite get to the goal. FM still with the possession in the near corner, trying to send it up the near side for their point, and Walker Thompson's able to whack it down and get it back into the near corner. Ithaca trying to make some moves here. Henry Dougherty able to grab that, leaving that for Gavin Patnode. Patnode trying to send it back into the corner, but Ithaca is able to grab that. They'll try to send it up the near side here. And FM is able to grab that in their own zone. Passing it back across to the near side here. Walker Thompson dumping it in deep. It'll roll around to the far corner. Ithaca looking over their options as some line changes are done on either side. And they will send that all the way down. That will be icing. And wow, I must say, Quite a remarkably fast start to this game here. 12:03 remains in this first period. Still no score here from Scan. Face off, one back by Ithaca. They will grab that. They're going to take it up the near side, but some pressure from those Hornets. Able to deter him for a few seconds there, but nonetheless, Ithaca getting it out quickly. They come up the near side into the Hornets' end. It's looking to get it towards the center, and it went off a couple sticks and right into the glove of Chris Finger. $11:44 now to go. Face off to the right of Finger. Face off tied up 1-4 by the Hornets, but Ithaca trying to get a couple quick shots off. That one, first one was blocked by Dimitri Sergeev. Ithaca will take it back in now, send it across, and they're trying to get a shot off from the back door. They're able to grab that, sending it back over towards the near half of the ice. A little bit of cycling around that near face-off circle. They'll send it around to the far side. They'll send it right back in on Chris Finger's net, and he will cover that before it does any more damage. 11:18 now left to go. Face off. Now to the left of Chris Finger. This face off one back by the Hornets. They try to win it forward here, and here they will. Drew Main taking it into the Ithaca zone. Looking over his options as he skates around just below that goal line, hands it over to his brother on the far side. Ithaca able to get it back in their possession, though. They will take it up the near side. Stopping that, though, just beyond the red line was Brady Moore, and stopping it again as they try to get it back in. Nico Capriati handing it up to Drew Main, who will dump it into the zone. Main going for that as it rolls behind the goal line. They'll send it back up the near side. Tyler Main, though, grabbing that, sending it back down to Brady Moore just below the goal line. He'll try to send it up to Gavin Nano. Nano back down to Brady Moore. Moore with a little bit of stick action there, trying to keep that possession away from Ithaca, but they're able to take it quickly out of their zone and into the Hornet zone. A shot there comes, and a rebound comes. And that shot was saved. And thankfully, nobody was able to capitalize on that rebound. As he goes into the near corner, Ithaca putting on all the forecheck they wish. Nico Capriati sending it up to Tyler Main. They'll send it across to his brother Drew. Drew Main just getting it into the Ithaca zone, but Ithaca grabbing that back. They will possess it themselves. A little bit of a regroup as a couple of their players change. Coming back in, and they will call that offsides. Boy, oh boy. In this first period of play, Ithaca may need to step it up on their offside integrity. Face off on the opposite side of the Hornets bench. This one back by Ithaca. They will take that, dumping it in quickly on net. Finger will turn it away to Teddy Smart. He takes it up the near side, trying to get it out. Just gets stopped by the Ithaca point man, but thankfully the Hornets are able to get it out. Forwarded up to Joey Leveroni, and a little bit of a collision there between two Little Red players, but the Hornets unable to get that possession and unable to keep it in. Jack Lalick with that possession up the far side, trying to forward that up to Joey Leveroni. Thankfully gets through him, but deep into the Ithaca zone. Ithaca, though, with that possession. Still with it, coming back towards the near side. Joey Leveroni able to put some body on and take that into the Hornets' hands. Getting it back to Lalick. He'll try to get it towards the center. Patnode able to grab that. A shot will come, but it gets redirected wide of the net. Sanzo grabbing it on the far side. Able to cycle it down for Joey Leveroni. That goes to Lalick. Lalick with a wraparound, and he scores! And Jack Lalick is the first one to put a mark on the board. And according to my stat sheet here, that will be his first goal of this here summer series. Face off, tied up one forward by the Hornets. Noah Chen taking that. but he hands it right into the hands of Ithaca. Looking to grab that, though, is Connor McDonald. They'll send it off the far boards, and it gets into the hands of Jalen Meyer. Handing it over to Nick Sergeev. But Ithaca able to put some pressure on quickly. And get it over to Grayson Mucha. Jalen Meyer off the boards. Mucha off the boards again. It'll go into the Ithaca zone. Ithaca grabbing that possession, sending it off the far boards. Trying to get it out of their zone, but Grayson Mucha sending it back into the near corner. Mucha going for it as well. Noah Chen in there to help him as it rolls up the boards. Up to Nick Sergeev, a shot and a rebound as it didn't quite make it to the goaltender. And grabbing that is Connor McDonald. He will send it back down deep. Gavin Nano looking to grab that, but it gets into the hands of Ithaca. They will send it out of the zone, way out. And that will be icing. 8:37 remains in this first period of play. 1-0 is our new score, thanks to a cheeky wraparound from Jack Lalick. Face off to the left of the Ithaca goaltender. This one won by Ithaca, but right towards their net. Thankfully, the goaltender is able to stop it. And here they come fast up the far side. Into the Hornets' end now. Oh, and again, they are called for offsides. Their offsides discipline definitely leaves something to be desired here this evening. Face off right in front of the Hornets bench. This one, won back by the Hornets. Grabbing that is Brady Moore. He'll take it below the Hornets goal line. He will get it up, but it gets into the hands of Ithaca. They send it towards the center. No shot will come now. A shot comes now, and it's gloved down by Finger. .8:12 remains in this first period. Face off to the left of Finger. One back by the Hornets. Gavin Patno going for it in the far corner. Connor McDonald, or I should say Michael Leduc. Ithaca getting it back, but they try to get a back at door shot. But it didn't quite work on Chris Finger. Ithaca back again, and a shot tried to get it just in between him and the near post. Didn't work again. Thankfully, he was glued to that inner post. Gets back in, up to the point man. They will dump it down, back towards the center it goes. And thankfully, I believe that is Henry Dougherty, no, I should say Michael Leduc, able to grab that. But still, Ithaca with the possession, they will have to regroup. They bring it all the way back into their zone and into the neutral zone. Grabbing that is Michael Leduc. He will dump it in. Teddy Smart will go to put some pressure on as the rest of his team goes to change. Thankfully, protecting that puck as his team enters that zone. Well done. Very strategic from Teddy Smart. However, it will go all the way back down. That'll be another icing. 7:12 remains in this first period of play. 1-0, our current score. And another faceoff in the Ithaca end. This time to the left of their goaltender. Face-off, one forward by the Hornets. They try to get a cheeky shot off, but they're not able to keep it in as Ithaca getting it out of their own zone. Nick Sergeev grabbing that, handing it over to Teddy Smart along the blue line. They'll send it up the near boards. And they will deem that icing. And that will be all the way back down into the Hornets' end. .6:59 remaining in this first period. Face off to the right of Finger. This face off one forward by the Hornets. They try to get it out of their zone quickly. And they give it up to Drew Main, who gives it up to Nico Capriati. Capriati entering the Ithaca zone. Looking to stop it. Gets it off the boards. Up for Jalen Meyer. He will try to forward that deep into the far corner. But Ithaca able to slowly get it out of their zone. And they hand it back into the hands of Jalen Meyer, who forwards it up a little slowly. Thankfully, no icing. Ithaca getting it back in their own zone. Tyler Main stealing that for the Hornets. He tried to get it across, but nothing came from it. Ithaca will regain possession, but they send it right back into the hands of Jalen Meyer. He'll get it off the far boards, deep into the zone. It'll roll around below that goal line. Ithaca taking it back into the far corner as some pressure gets given out by Tyler Main. But they will take it back towards the near side. And stopping that is Nico Capriati. He will keep it in deep. Ithaca sending it back around the far side now. Jalen Meyer able to stop that. Ithaca trying to get it out for about the third or fourth time here, and it just rolls off the skate of Tyler Main, and they will get it out. And Gavin Nano trying to put on all the pressure he can, and thankfully Tyler Main's able to steal it. He shoots it, and it's saved by the goaltender. Ithaca trying to get it out, but they get it off of their defenseman. And thankfully, off the near boards it goes. It'll go into the hands of Gavin Patnote on their blue line. Handed it up to Jack Lalick. He just enters the Ithaca zone, trying to make a couple moves around. But thankfully, unfortunately, that puck escapes him. It's covered by the Ithaca goaltender. 5:29 remains in this first period of play. 1-0 is our score still. Face off, one back by the Hornets. A shot there from Gavin Patnote goes just wide. They'll take it up the far side. Ithaca getting it out of their own zone. The Hornets stopping them at the red line, looking to go the other way. Nick Sergid grabbing that, dumping it deep into the Ithaca zone. Will Sanzone able to go in and put some pressure on. He steals that away, tried to get it towards the center, but it went off the skate there. Below the goal line again. He gets it out now, and it's handed over to Patnote. A shot and a redirect went just above the goal, and another rebound. It's sent towards the point. Another shot, another save. It goes towards the far boards. Below the goal line it goes. Patnote able to keep it in. Gonna go back for Jack Lalick. He'll send it over to the far side. Joey Leveroni looking to grab that. Hand it up to Nick Sergid. Hands it over to Patnote. Patnote with another shot, but it gets deflected wide of the zone again. Or wide of the net again. Leveroni grabbing that for Patnote. Patnote back to Leveroni. On the boards he is. Over towards the near side. Patnote able to keep it in after a little bit of a foul up. Unfortunately, though, Ithaca is able to grab it out. But here comes Gavin Patnote. Once again, entering the zone, but puts a shot on. A rebound is there. Oh, and Will Sanzone, unfortunately, went crashing into that net, as he's taught to do. But unfortunately, he took crashing a little bit too literally. Thankfully, making it up with the Ithaca goaltender, and we will have 4:12 remaining in the first. Face-off, one back by the Hornets. Connor McDonald, handing it over to Brady Moore on the near side. Moore, up for, I believe that's Grayson Mucha. They'll get it just into the zone. Ithaca getting it just out, and the Hornets getting it just in again. Ithaca grabbing that. Oh, and it gets into the hands of Noah Chen. He puts a shot on, but it's turned away by the Ithaca goaltender. Noah Chen trying to make things happen over on the far side. Him and Connor McDonald working over on that far side. McDonald coming out with it. He'll take it over towards the near side. Deflects a hit there. Sends it back towards the center. Off the boards it goes for Teddy Smart. He will dump it into the near far corner. Grabbing that, Noah Chen. Unfortunately, the Ithaca Little Red able to grab possession. They send it back towards the near side, and a big hit will come from Brady Moore. As that defender didn't quite want to let go of his stick. Puck is a little loose. Back in that far near corner, and it squirts out of the zone. Teddy Smart will be forced to chase it all the way back into the Hornets' end, taking it right across the crease of Chris Finger. Looking to get some room. He loses possession of it as Ithaca looks for an opportunity to strike, but the Hornets sending it up the near side, and grabbing that is Connor McDonald. He's got an opportunity here, but he's able to take it in and possess it so that his team can get back in. Well done by you, sir. And grabbing that, Ithaca able to get it out of their zone once again. Jalen Meyer going to chase it back into the Hornets' end. Looking over his options as a couple of his fellow players go to change again. He will send it all the way down. That will be an icing. 2:29 remains in this first period of play. 1-0. Still our score here from Skaneateles. Face off to the right of Chris Finger. This one to the side by the Hornets. They're able to just get it out of their own zone. Going for that, Michael LeDuc with the Ithaca Low Red, able to get it back. With Patnote dumping it into the Ithaca zone. Looking over their options. Works it back, and a little bit of a giveaway there. Leads to two shots. Thankfully, both deflected and blocked by the Ithaca goaltender. And Ithaca will send it back down, and they're off to the races here. And Gavin Patnode's able to get it away. Wow. He knew that he was knackered in that foot race, and thankfully he's able to get that puck away from the charging Little Red player. Wow. Walker Thompson dumping it into the Ithaca zone. It'll roll all the way around to the far corner. Ithaca looking to get it out again, and a big hit is put on by Dmitry Sergeyev. They delay that breakout for just a bit, and Ithaca now dumping it into the Hornets' end. Teddy Smart sending it up for Sergeyev, who sends it up for, I believe that is Ellis Thompson. Ithaca getting that possession back. Ellis Thompson looking to put some pressure on, and a big hit comes from Dmitry Sergeyev. Wow. He has chosen to be physical tonight, and the rest of his Hornets team thank him for it. And oh boy, we have a penalty here. And I believe that will be on Ithaca. We will have 2 for cross-checking. So with that, the Hornets will have their first power play of the game with 56.2 seconds left to go in this quite eventful first period. Face-off, one to the side by the Hornets. Ithaca able to get it out as they are now a man down. Patnode grabbing that for the Hornets. Handing it off to Joey Leveroni. He will come up the near side. Looking to enter the Ithaca zone. He stops just past the blue line. Hands it off to Patnode, who forwards it in for Drew Main. They will set something up here. Main up for Patnode. 30 seconds left as he hands it over to Leveroni. He's not able to get a shot off as of yet. He will transfer that to Drew Main. Back to Leveroni it goes. 20 seconds now left in the period. Drew Main up for Patnode. Patnode with a shot. Redirected off the pads there. Joey Leveroni now with a shot. And another save from the goaltender. And grabbing that, Joey Leveroni, before it was able to exit that zone. Over for Capriati. They try to get a shot off. And that'll do it for one of the fastest first periods I've seen in quite a while. Wow. That was truly action-packed. After the first period, the score is 1-0 here from the Allen Arena. We'll be back here on the Hornets Hockey Network with period 2 of hockey here on the Hornets Hockey Network. Don't go away. We're on. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hornets Hockey Network. after a little bit of an equipment change and a quick start to the second period. Ithaca taking it quickly. Oh, but he's unable to take that. The Hornets now going the other way as is tradition. Still on that power play as they are. Big shot there. Didn't quite go. As I was saying, a little bit of an equipment change here. We apologize for a little bit of a quick start to there. Hopefully you were able to either go to the bathroom or get a drink in that little time that we had, because the action has started quickly. There's only 17 seconds left in that Hornets power play as Drew Main hands it off to his brother Tyler. Back to Drew Main in the near corner. Drew Main looking over his options. Gets it just up the boards. Tyler Main able to grab that. We got 3 seconds left in that power play, and we are even strength. And that one goes all the way down to Chris Finger. He gets it just around that Ithaca Low Red player, handing it up to Joey Leveroni. He will take it up the far side. Over the blue line it goes. Coming back in, a shot. It's blocked by the defenseman. Ithaca able to get it back in. They are even strength now. They will come back into the Hornets' end. Looking over their options. Looks to take a shot, a rebound, and it's saved. And another save from Finger. And the and a redirect that you would never want as a defenseman. Just by chance, it comes across. And the Ithaca Low Red have their first goal of the game. We are even at 1, and we have a hockey game. Ithaca winning it forward. I'm sure this will give them a new boost of energy here as they take it into the far corner of the Hornets' end. Fighting along with it. Henry Dougherty with the help of Chetty Smart, but Ithaca getting it back out to the Pointman. Pointman shot, save made, and they try to get a backhand, but it goes wide of the net. Grabbing that, Ithaca. A little bit of a delayed penalty, I believe, on the Hornets. And that Ithaca Low Red goalie will come out to get an extra attacker. Ithaca still with possession. They'll hand it up. And we will have 2 minutes for slashing on one member of this Hornets team. And unfortunately, it will be Walker Thompson. And now, the Ithaca Low Red with their first power play of the game. And boy, oh boy, this second period has not started the way that these Hornets would have wanted it to. Face off, one back by Ithaca. Taking that quickly there is Lil Sanzo. He's able to get it over to the near side, just into the Ithaca's end. Sanzo putting on some pressure, but Ithaca able to take it out quickly. They'll try to get it over to the far side where there's a little bit more room. Entering the Hornets' end, looking to set something up here. Sending it up to the far point, back to the near point. Near boards now. Looking over his options. Get some pressure from Nick Sergeev. He sends it all the way over to the far point. He's able to control that. Little to no pressure. And a shot will come towards the back door, but they're not able to get it. And a shot, and another save from Finger. Ithaca sending it back out to the far point. They'll get it into the near corner, in the far corner. A shot from the point will go over the goal. Like I said, in this intro, Ithaca definitely have been doing their homework, as is befitting of literally the place that Cornell calls home. And the referees have blown it dead after that net went off its moorings there. But like I said, Ithaca have certainly been doing their homework in terms of video review and taking advantage of this here Hornets Hockey Network. And they know Chris Finger's weaknesses. They're trying to exploit that to the best of their ability. But as of yet, without any interference from the FM defenders, they have not put one in cleanly. Ithaca puts a shot on now, and another shot, and another save as the net comes back off of its pegs. And boy, oh boy, you talk about commentators curse and then something like that happens. Well, sometimes doing your fair reporting doesn't exactly bode well for different jinxes and things. FM, able to grab that. They will take it out. Up the far boards comes Joey Leveroni. They'll enter the Ithaca end. Him and Grayson Mucha. Back up for Jalen Meyer. They're not able to keep it in. Teddy Smart grabbing that, sending it back off the boards. They will dump it into the Ithaca zone. Going for that again is Joey Leveroni into the near corner. Up the near boards it'll go for Ithaca. They just get it out now, and they'll send it up. Progressing, breaking it out. Towards the center he comes into the FM zone, and we are even strength. Teddy Smart sending that out. Ithaca grabbing that in their own end. Looking over his options as he comes behind. Big bit of pressure getting put on by Connor McDonald. He'll send it up the near boards, but Ithaca able to grab that. He'll send it up the near side. It gets into the hands of Teddy Smart. He will send it back down the other way, and they will wave off that icing due to his high sticking. Grabbing that. Noah Chen in the near corner. Looking over, trying to get it away from him there. Coming up the near boards. Looking over his options. And Ithaca almost playing like they were a man down, not putting too much pressure on Noah Chen. And nonetheless, that puck gets ricocheted up into the upper netting. And we will have a stoppage of play with 10:55 left to go in this second period of play. Score tied at 1 here from Skaneateles. Face off one to the side. That one grabbed by Nick Sergeev. We'll dump it in, and Noah Chen making good work on the boards there, handing it up to Dmitry Sergeev. Nick Sergeev with a shot now. Gets floated just over the net. Ithaca able to get that all the way out and all the way down. That'll be an icing. 10:33 remains in this second period of play. I should really look at the board and not look at the ones on either side of that scoreboard. Face off to the left of the Ithaca goaltender. This one won back by, I believe that's Nico Capriati. But it goes out of the zone. Walker Thompson able to get it off the boards there. And that one just bounces off a stanchion and I believe a half-closed door there. And bounces into the middle of the zone. Thankfully, the Hornets able to deter it from coming into their own zone again. They'll hand it up. And I believe FM getting it deep into the zone. Getting it towards the center. Ithaca able to grab that, getting it out of their own zone. Coming back into the Hornets and a shot. And it'll be blocked and covered by Chris Finger. .9:49 remaining in this second period. Face off to the left of Finger. Oh, and the referees blowing that dead. I believe they may have sensed a false start. Nonetheless, we will try again. This face-off one back by Ithaca that shoot it way wide of the goal here. Ithaca grabbing that, getting it below the goal line, coming into the far corner. Putting on some pressure there is Nico Capriati. He gets turned away. And Jalen Meyer coming in to help him out and trying to get that possession back. And Nico Capriati coming back up onto his feet, grabbing that possession and looking to get it out. Drew Main just getting it forward and out. He's still with that puck. He and his brother go in. A shot! He's not able to put it in. Just a bit too much speed coming across that crease. Gavin Nano dumping it back in. Off the boards it goes and it'll go out of the zone. Gavin Nano grabbing that, trying to get it over to Jalen Meyer, but not enough muster on it. Tyler Main grabbing that in the Hornets end, looking over his options as he goes to the far side, circling back, around the net of finger. He'll send it up off the near boards and right into the hands of Nico Capriati. Capriati sending it over to the far side. A little bit of an interesting choice. Gavin Nano dumping it in, and the Ithaca Little Red getting it back out quickly. Chris Finger leaving that for Gavin Patnode as both teams decide to change. Patnode trying to get it up there for his forwards. He gets it up for Brady Moore and Nico Capriati. Capriati with a shot, it goes wide. Nick Sergeev keeping it in on that far point. He will send it back in, it'll roll around into the near corner. Looking to put some pressure on is Michael Leduc as Ithaca still possessing that. They take it below their own goal line, try to send it off the near boards. Henry Dougherty able to keep it in just for a second here, and a couple moves made, and they're able to keep it in just momentarily. Oh, and a little bit of bowling collision there. As taking it again is Brady Moore. He'll take it up the far side. He gets a bit of body put on him. Michael Leduc tried to send it towards the center. And Nick Sergeev able to keep it in for the Hornets. He sends it back in and just off the goal there. Might have almost caught that goalie napping. Nick Sergeev with another shot, and it gets blocked by the defenseman. They will just get it out. Jack Lawlick, though, taking that for the Hornets, looking to get around that defenseman, and both of them overrun the puck. Ithaca able to grab it. They send it over to the near side. Back into the Hornets, and they come. Looking over some options, he shoots it, and it goes right into the chest of Chris Finger. .7:22 remaining in this second period of play. 1-1 is our score. Face off to the left of Finger. This one forward by Ithaca. They will try to get it in close, and they shoot it, and it's saved by Finger. My God, they are trying every single method they can just to find some twine clearly. .7:13 remaining in this second now. Face off, one to the side by the Hornets. They'll try to get it. They just get it off the net there, and I believe that was almost positioning to try a Michigan, but didn't quite work out for him. Grabbing that around. Ithaca able to just get it into the Hornets' end, but denying its further entry is Teddy Smart. Jack Lawlick able to take it just into the Ithaca end and dumping that in is, I believe, Joey Leveroni. Will Sanzone going in to help. They'll get it up on the near boards. Get it towards the center. And grabbing that is Walker Thompson. He hands it over to Leveroni. But Leveroni relinquishing that. It'll go into the Hornets' end. Walker Thompson getting it off the near boards. Getting it towards the center. This time for Will Sanzone. Sanzone coming into the Ithaca end. Looking over his options as he comes into the near corner. Ithaca grabbing that, getting it up along the far boards, stopping that. Joey Leveroni trying to forward it down further for Sanzone. Still on the boards, it remains. Taking it out, though, is Will Sanzone. But the Ithaca Little Red get it out of their own zone. Teddy Smart sending that back deep in. And the defenseman will change. And Will Sanzone able to put some good pressure on as Grayson Muchik comes in to help. They get it off the back. They send it towards the center. A shot from Leveroni just goes off the net. And the rebound just came right back there, but nobody's able to capitalize on it. And Ithaca get it out of their own zone. And that'll be an icing with 5:41 left to go in the second. And Chris Finger launching that back down the length of the ice as he usually does. And the referee's indicating that this one will be to the left of the Ithaca goaltender. Face off. One forward by the Hornets. Jalen Meyer taking it from the far point. He'll dump it in. It'll roll around all the way to the near corner. Then it back. Nick Sergeev able to keep it in, but it gets just off the shin of an Ithaca player. It gets out of the zone. The Hornets will have to regroup. They dump it back in. It'll roll around to the far corner. Ithaca able to get possession back, making a couple moves towards the center, and through the center they come. And they try to make that third move there, but it didn't quite work out for them. The Hornets getting it back up the far side, or the near side. Here comes Grayson Mucha. Coming back across, a backhand shot, and it's covered by the goaltender. I could tell that that move was inspired by NHL 23. Because let's face it, that is certainly the meta. 4:57 remains in this second period of play. Face-off to the left of the Ithaca goaltender. This one to the side by Ithaca. He'll try to take it out. Don't think he quite knew where it was. The Hornets dumping it back in below the goal line. Ithaca grabbing that. Hornets sending it back down deeper. A shot from Dmitry Sergeev gets shouldered away by the goaltender. And it almost became a little bit of a dogpile there. And some of those Ithaca players on the bench, I can tell they are not exactly the happiest campers. 4:40 remains in the second period. And this is just about as tense as a hockey game can get. Of course, without it divulging into a full line brawl. Walker Thompson sending it back into the zone. Ithaca grabbing that possession. They send it back out. Walker Thompson handing it over to Patno. Patno dumping it back in along the near side. It'll roll around to the far corner. Gonna grab that. Dmitry Sergeev sending it back into the corner. Ithaca trying to make a couple moves there, but it didn't quite work on him. He sent it towards the center. Walker Thompson with a big shot. A rebound there, but they're not able to capitalize. It goes towards the near side. Back into the near corner it goes. Ellis Thompson with some help from Drew Main. Looking over their options. Working it around the near side. Back up to the point. He tried to make a couple moves, but he was knocked off of that puck. Walker Thompson, thankfully, able to keep it in. Going for that in the near corner, Nico Capriati of Ithaca, sending it back up the boards. Patton will forward back in for Capriati. Capriati, still with it along the boards. He will dump that for Drew Main. Main, keeping it in his Patno. Patno will keep it in again, but Ithaca grabbing that possession. They'll send it all the way down. That'll be another icing. 3:26 remains in this second period of play. We are still tied at 1 from that very erroneous goal in the first half of the second period. Face off to the right of the Ithaca goaltender. Tied up, one forward by Drew Main, but he's not able to take it across the crease. Ithaca grabbing that, coming up the far side. They come towards the middle on a breakaway. Him and Chris Finger, he shoots and it scores. And boy, oh boy. For hockey players, they don't come any sweeter. And finally, they're able to get a clean goal of their own. But even with that first goal in the beginning of this period, they will take the lead for the first time this game. Face off, one to the side by the Hornets. Grabbing that. There's Nick Sergeev. They will dump it into the Hornets end, or the Ithaca end. Drew, and a little bit of a, oh! I saw several rebounds there, but Ithaca able to take it back quickly. They take it with speed, a shot, and they score again. And boy, oh boy, you gotta think Chris Finger must be kicking himself. A little bit of a Oh, and on the other side, I saw Chris Finger wasn't exactly ready when the puck was dropped. A little bit of an error on the referees here as the puck comes back into the Hornets' end. And Ithaca coming back in. A close-in shot. Another rebound, but it's grabbed by Jack Wallach. They'll come back out. Dumping it into the Ithaca zone. Deep into the near corner. Rolls around to the far corner. Will Sanzone choosing the body over the puck. and it gets deflected into the Hornets bench. Face off, one to the side by the Hornets. Walker Thompson handing that over to Joey Leveroni. Leveroni deep in, and they will call a penalty. And another penalty will come on the Hornets. And my, oh my, it is all come undone. Will Sanzone going to the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking. As Ithaca gets their second power play of the night. It's 2:04 left to go in the second period. Can you believe just 2 minutes ago we were tied at 1? Face off. One to the side by Ithaca. Falling down is their player. They send it back out for Jack Wallach. They will forward it out of the zone. Going all the way down. Wallach in to put some pressure on. And here comes Ithaca. Oh, and Wallach's able to put some pressure on. And thankfully, stop that breakout for just a couple seconds. But in this game, seconds are what counts. Joey Leveroni getting it out of the zone for the Hornets. Ithaca with the possession, sending it over towards the far side. Here they come. Into the Hornets' end, a shot will come. It's off the pads, and it's covered by Chris Finger. Both teams will change as we've got 1:12 left to go in this second period. And 1:08 remaining in that FM penalty. Face off, one back. Walker Thompson trying to get it out. And they will forward it out with a hand, as they are allowed to do in their defensive end. Ithaca trying to take it through the middle again. They will have to regroup just to get a little bit more room here. Coming back over the far side. Trying to come in close just to get any sort of shot that they can. And then back around, wheeling it over to the far point. A shot will come, and it's saved by Chris Finger. 40.6 remains now in that second period. 3-1 is our score. Face off to the right of Finger. One to the side by Ithaca. They'll get it back. They'll dump it down deep. 30 seconds left to go in the second period. Ithaca with it along the near boards. Into the near corner it goes. Patno trying to get it back out, and it does go out. Grayson Mucha chasing. Ithaca with the possession. They go D to D. Grayson Mucha trying to put on all the pressure he can. And Ithaca trying to get it back out. They will not call that a high sticking. As Connor McDonald able to knock that down. We've got 3 seconds to go in that power play, and we are even strength. But it's not for long, as that'll do it for this, oh boy, eventful second period of this game. The score after 2 is 3-1 Ithaca over the Hornets. Well, don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back after just a very short break here on the Hornets Hockey Network for period 3 here at the WG Allen Arena. We'll be back. Don't go away. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another quick start here. Like I said, these breaks aren't exactly the quickest. I don't think you could even fit 2 commercials in them. When that, Ithaca able to get a couple shots on us. I will say, FM do have a little bit of a goaltender change. As Chris Finger, unfortunately, wanted a little out of that. But it is right of him to, I guess, do so himself. Just know your limits. But now, goaltending for the Hornets is Sean LaMarche. As thankfully, his Hornet team able to grab that and get a shot on, thankfully. And a little bit of a wraparound opportunity there. Didn't quite go. And keeping it in, there's Drew Main with a hand. And thankfully, he didn't progress it forward with his hands. It is probably what the rule book says in its very official term. But like I said, that is legal. But I believe we have a penalty on the Ithaca Little Red. That'll be holding. But who's it on? It'll be on number 6 of the Ithaca Little Red. Unfortunately, I don't know their names because unlike the Hornets that we actually directly work with, well, we don't exactly have a list of names for Ithaca's summer team. Face off, 1 back by the Hornets. They are on a power play now, as I should probably put up on the board. Tyler Main grabbing that. Along the far boards he goes, back into the far corner, getting it up for Patno. He gets it over for Leveroni. Leveroni, deep for Drew Main. Main coming back out with it. Along the blue line he trots. Leaving that for Gavin Patno. Back over to Leveroni it goes. It goes off the boards though, and the Hornets will have to regroup. Patno getting it over to Drew Main. Main back to Patno. Looking over his options, he gets it back to Main on the other side. Main entering the zone, looking to set something up. He hands it over to Leveroni. Leveroni will skate into the near corner. Got his stick a little bit jammed against the boards, but thankfully he's able to hand it off to Drew Main. He gets it up to Patno, who bets it back to Main. Back to Leveroni. He tried to get it across for Tyler Main, but it didn't quite go. Ithaca able to get it out. Gavin Patno grabbing that, forwarding it up to Tyler Main. Tyler Main dropping it for Leveroni. A shot will come. A rebound will go to the far side, and Ithaca will pick it up and get it out of their zone once again. A quick comer here. And Sean LaMarche will choose to cover that before it does any damage. And 13:29 left to go in this third period of play. We've got 37 seconds left to go in this FM power play. Boy, oh boy. Face off one forward by Ithaca. They'll try to control it in the FM zone, but thankfully, they are a man down. Here comes Teddy Smart coming back into the Ithaca end, losing it just as he goes over the blue line. Thankfully, the Hornets are able to recover it. Walker Thompson grabbing it off the boards, getting it around an Ithaca player there. He's got some open ice. He chooses to skate it. Over the blue line it goes. Towards the boards he will come. Hand it up to Lalick. Lalick with a shot, and it gets redirected off of Connor McDonald. And thankfully for Ithaca, it went right into their goaltender. And it almost looked like Connor McDonald got shot there by Jack Lalick's shot. 13 minutes exactly remain in this third period of play. 3-1, still our score. 8 seconds left to go in that power play. It's one back to Walker Thompson. Oh, and it's intercepted there by Ithaca. They will get it out quickly, and we are even strength. Teddy Smart going for it deep in the Hornets' end. He'll send it up the far boards. Ithaca grabbing that again, though. Possessing it below the goal line in the Hornets' end. Up to the point it goes. Far point man doing a little bit of dancing around. Walking it across. Still with that possession. Gets it over to the near point man. He shoots it. Save made. A rebound still. And Ithaca's not able to capitalize. And we have another penalty on the Ithaca Red, I believe, or at least the reactions of that Ithaca player would lead me to believe so. And yes, my suspicions were correct. We have 2 minutes for high sticking on the Ithaca Little Red. And the Hornets will go back on a power play. Question is, though, can they make something happen with it? Well, they'll send out their best and hope to do so. 12:21 remaining in the third, as that face-off's won back by the Hornets. Patnode, back over to Leveroni. Leveroni with a quick shot, but it gets redirected off the defender's leg and wide of the net. Fu-Mei, back to Leveroni. Leveroni with a shot. Save made. And they're able to cover. 12:07 left to go. Third period of play. 3-1 our score. 1:46 left to go in the penalty. Face off. One back by Ithaca. They'll get it off the glass, almost into their own bench. As that one came close, a couple of the defensive coaches and defensive players had to duck their heads as to hopefully not get hit by a puck. Fu-Mei taking it up the far side for the Hornets. All his own. Looking to set something up as they've got 1:20 left to go in this power play, but Ithaca getting it out quickly with a very hard shot. LaMarche leaving it for Patnode. Patnode, a stretch pass all the way up for Fu-Mei. Oh, and he loses that. Ithaca will try to gain possession. They send it up the near side. Grabbing that is Leveroni. Leveroni over to Tyler Main. Main over to Capriati on the other side. Capriati leaving it for Patnode. Patnode with a shot. It goes over the net. Leveroni grabbing that in the near corner. They've got 45 seconds left to go in their power play. Back to Main. Back to Leveroni. A shot. It goes over the net again. Patnode down for Tyler Main. In the far corner. He will walk it across. Behind the goal it goes. Joey Leveroni trying to get some sort of rebound going here, but it goes back into the far corner. Joey Leveroni still with possession. Leveroni working his magic. Gets it up for Tyler Main. He gets it back to Leveroni. On the far boards. Gets it to Capriati. Capriati up to Leveroni. He will pass that up to Gavin Patnode. Gets it back to, just through the legs of Leveroni. And he and the other number 10 have got a little bit of foot race going on. Ithaca possessing as they can. And they are even strength now. A shot will come. And LaMarche is able to cover. $10:16 remains in this third period of play. 3-1 our score. Even strength. Face off to the right of Sean LaMarche. Face off one back by Ithaca. They'll try to take a shot, although you cannot wait that long, my friend. Sending it over to the far side. Ithaca sending it back in. Jack Lalick grabbing that for the Hornets. But it gets into the feet of an Ithaca player. They will take it back below the goal line. Lalick will pick it back up. He'll send it up for some of his teammates. This one includes Will Sanson, I should say. Ithaca with the possession. He loses it and fools both him and Jack Lalick. Didn't quite know where that went. I think he expected that he passed it somewhere. He was looking for where that pass went. Nonetheless, Ithaca able to just get it into the Hornets' end. Connor McDonald getting it off the far boards. Ithaca, though, regaining possession. They'll look to reset things up. Teddy Smart will dump it in. Will Sanzone picking that up. He sends it towards the center, but no shot will come. Jack Lalick keeping it in for FM. He will dump it in the near corner. Looking to stop that. Walker Thompson gets it back off the boards for Lalick. It'll get popped up and over the boards. And here comes Ithaca with another breakaway. He shots and he saves it. What a clutch save there by Sean LaMarche. Wow. Jack Lalick, giving it away to an Ithaca player. Thankfully, the Hornets are able to get that possession back. Michael Leduc looking to do something with it. He takes it quite far up the far boards. but it doesn't get much past that red line. Hornets will have to regroup, and they will call that offsides. .8:26 remains in this third period of play. 3-1 our score. Face-off in front of the Hornets bench. One back by the Hornets. Nick Sergeev taking it for the Hornets. The goal line behind the net of LaMarche. Sergeev getting it off the boards, and it'll go. Brady Moore trying to win that foot race, but he can't quite get around that Ithaca player. And that Ithaca player went for a ride. And they will call tripping on, I believe that is Connor McDonald. And nonetheless, the Ithaca Little Red will have another power play. Face off, one forward by Ithaca. They'll try to get a shot off, but it gets redirected wide of the net. Brady Moore going with all his speed towards it. But Ithaca able to regain possession. The Hornets will have to set up their defensive box here. Ithaca grabbing that. They'll send it back up and out. And Ithaca will have to regroup. Along the blue line they go. Up the far side they come back in now. Gavin Patnode leaving that for Henry Dougherty, who gets it off the back boards. It'll roll around to the near corner. Ithaca repossessing it. Sending it back all the way back around. Now into the far corner. Gavin Patnode trying to put some pressure on. Walker Thompson able to grab that, and he sends it right off the skate of Henry Dougherty. Thankfully, Dougherty going to the bench, looking just fine there. As I can say that was a little bit of a hard dump out there by Walker Thompson. Jalen Meyer, or I should say Nick Sergeev, getting it back up. And Ithaca getting it back out, and it gets just off the skate there of Jalen Meyer. And thankfully, he's looking all right. And the Hornets dumping it deep into the Ithaca end. Grayson Mucha going for it, stealing it. But Ithaca not able to get it out. Noah Chen with a shot. A backhander. Wow! And his stick just went over the puck. He wasn't able to capitalize. Ithaca will come the other way, but not until Noah Chen has his say. He hands it over to Grayson Mucha. He gets a little run over. And oh boy, it has turned physical quick. Grayson Mucha putting on all the pressure he can, but unfortunately he will have to limp back to the bench. Ithaca making use of what's left in their power play. And just like that, it is gone. Ithaca running it back. They tried to get a shot on, but it's saved by LaMarche as that one went right into his chest. Ithaca grabbing that, tried to send it back towards the center. Try to get it out. Ithaca sending it back over towards the near side. The Hornets trying to do everything they can just to get it out. And a big hit will come there. And two big hits now. I believe both of those on some of the younger FM players. Coming back in is Ithaca. They'll try to get a shot, but it didn't have much muster on it. They'll try to send it back again towards the center. Jalen Meyer able to get that out. Ellis Thompson trying to use all his speed to go for it, but Ithaca able to repossess that. They will regroup and come back the other way. Looking to make a couple moves, but through three Hornets defenders, it doesn't exactly work all the time. Teddy Smart sending it back out of the zone. 5 minutes remain in this game here. And can the Hornets put another one on the board? Nick Sergeev getting it below the goal line. And back around, Ithaca getting it right into the hands of Nick Sergeev. He will get it up to Drew Main. Main coming back in. Looking to set something up or just come to the net there. A rebound will come. It's still there. And able to keep it in is Patnode. He shoots it. It's patted up into the netting. 4:28 remains in this third period of play. 3-1 is still our score. Face off, one to the side for the Hornets. A little bit of passing around there. Patno tried to take a shot, but it didn't get anything off. Ithaca sending it back out of their own zone. Teddy Smart trying to get it back up. Didn't go over the blue line. Oh, but the referees ruled it did. The referees ruled that went over the blue line. From our view up here, it didn't quite. Face off, one forward by the Hornets. Here comes Tyler Main trying to get around that one defender. They're able to protect the puck quickly. He gets it into the far corner, handing it off to Capriati. Capriati trying to get it back there, and we will have another penalty on the Ithaca Little Red. And this one is 2 for tripping. Now, I believe that the Hornets are, in my count, 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 so far this game in power plays. And Coach Wiz, over on that Hornets bench, has elected to pull his goaltender. Face off, tied up, won by the Hornets. They'll try to take that quickly, gets off the pad. Drew Main, up for Joey Leveroni. Back down to Main. Main back to Leveroni at the top. Leveroni down to Sanzone, gets through him, goes to Tyler Main. Tyler Main with it along the far corner. Capriati up for Lalick. Lalick back across to Leveroni. Leveroni with a shot, it goes wide of the net. Grabbing that, Tyler Main protecting it as he can. Coming towards the center, he shoots it and it goes over the net and deflects up into the netting. .319 remains in this third period of play. And the question remains, can the Hornets get another one on the board? Hopefully they can. Joey Leveroni setting it back in, but it didn't quite go. Ithaca will get it out of their zone with an empty net on the other side. Jack Lalick with it here. Coming into the Ithaca zone, he shoots it and it goes over the net. That one picked up by Will Sanzone. Sanzone looking to set something up here. Gets it up to Lalick. Lalick with a shot, it goes over again. Drew Main with a rebound, it didn't quite get to the net. Main still with it. Along the far side, Lalick with it there, and they will get a penalty on Nico Capriati. 2 for slashing. And boy, oh boy, what a turn of events. And we will be 4 on 4. Face off, one to the side. IFM. They'll get it just up and out. LaMarche will come to the bench. Teddy Smart handing it off for Connor McDonald. Didn't quite go. And keeping that one in is Leveroni. 25 seconds left to go in 4 on 4. Leveroni up for Patnode. Patnode whiffs. And Ithaca is able to get it out. Teddy Smart, though, picking that up around the center circle. 10 seconds to go in 4 on 4. Smart with a big hit below the goal line. They will send it back in. 3 seconds to go. And Ithaca is on a power play. Ithaca coming back. They get it and gets it up to Patnode. They get it up to Connor McDonald. McDonald trying to keep it in the zone as much as he can. Back to Leveroni. Towards the center it goes, but no shot will come. They'll send it all the way down. Oh, and it goes wide in the net. 1:32 remains in this third period to play. This question remains. Can the Hornets get another? Will it be 2-3, or will it end 1-3? Or possibly even 3-3? Well, earlier today we did see 2 goals scored in the matter of, I'd say, probably about a minute. Boy, oh boy, these referees are strict, but, well, unfortunately, you get what you get. Jack Lawler getting it up for Tyler Main, who wasn't quite on the blue line. Back to Jack Lawler. And in technicality, we are even strength. Just the FM Hornets are minus their goaltender, Tyler Main, grabbing that. With it still. Coming back in along the far boards. He tried to hand it over to Joey Lavaroni. We've got less than a minute left to go, and that one squirted through the gap in the netting between the door and the net and went right up into the bleachers. 56.6 seconds. And an empty net still on the Hornets' end. And by golly, Coach Wiz is trying to get another one. Back up to Lalick. It goes off the face-off. And Ithaca grabbing that. Lalick able to get it away from him. And the Hornets will be able to retreat. Lalick still with it. Send it over to the boards. And it's saved there by Drew Main. Drew Main playing mini goalie. Able to get his first save of his career. Jack Lalick grabbing that. Ithaca able to steal it with 30 seconds left to go. They shoot it and they score. And boy, oh boy, in an occasion like this, especially for us Hornets fans, you have to wonder what went wrong. We started this second period with a score of 1-0, and it looked like a fairly even game. However, the tides have quickly turned. Teddy Smart grabbing that, 18 seconds left to go. Oh, and he wipes out. Ithaca is able to grab that. Pat Notice sending it all the way back around. 10 seconds left to go. Ithaca's still with it. Grabbing that is Pat Node. He'll get it, trying to get it out of the zone, and that will do it. Final score here from the W.G. Allen Ice Arena. 4 for the Ithaca Little Red. 1 for the FM Hornets. Well, one thing I can assure you is that this game was exciting from start to finish. You can just tell by, well, the fact that I now have a raspy voice as opposed to the more regular voice that I have like this. Well, I can't quite belt that one out right now. Anyways, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into our coverage of tonight's game. And that is week 5 of the Skaneateles Summer Series here on the shores of the Finger Lakes. Our next game is on Tuesday, July 25th. FM will go up against Ontario Bay. So we will have double coverage, hopefully, here on the Hornets Hockey Network and on the Dan Dallins channel. If you would like to see, I guess, what the other commentator here in Section 3 is up to, go watch his stuff. I do highly recommend it. But we will be doing both of our coverages then, and hopefully next week, my friend Eric Shear from the Shear Strikes Lightning podcast will be able to join us. But as for now, I should say, we will say goodnight. From here in Skaneateles, we're signing off. We wish you all a good night, and thank you for watching the Hornets Hockey Network.